Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
குட் ஈவினிங் சார்.
வாய்ஸ் வாய்ஸ் கிளியரா இருக்கு மேம். வாய்ஸ் நல்லா கிளியரா இருக்கு.
என்னங்க சார்?
உங்க வாய்ஸ் நல்லா கிளியரா தான் இருக்கு.
ஓகே 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 சார். தேங்க்யூ சார்.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
ஒரு 2 மினிட்ஸ்ல ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் இல்லைங்க சார்? சாருமே
Ma'am,
ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டார்.
HOD
ஹெச்ஓடி
சார்
சாருமே ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டார்.
இருக்காங்க. கேளுங்க மேம். சார்ட்ட கேளுங்க.
ஆ சார்.
Audible to you, sir?
எஸ் சார்.
2 minutes, ma'am. I'm exact at 6 o'clock,
ஓகே.
sir.
சரிங்க சார். ஓகே சார்.
Ma'am, shall we start, ma'am?
எஸ் சார்.
Ani, sir?
சார் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க சார்.
Good evening, dear students. It is audible?
எஸ் சார். இட் இஸ் ஆடிபிள். ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்.
Okay. Shriyambulingam, is it audible, ma? Shriyambulingam?
ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அன்மியூட் யுவர் செல்ஃப் அண்ட் ஸ்பீக் மா.
Hello, sir.
Good
I'm
evening, ma. Is
Shyamlingam,
it
sir.
audible, ma?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, ma. Okay. Good evening, students. I think so. All your 6 semester papers are completed. We hope you are all completed your end semester examination in a better manner. We are expecting good results from sixth semester. So you are marching towards your final year. So it is a very important period, or it is a very important duration. So you march towards your placement activities. So to initiate your placement activities or to help your initiative activities, so we are planning and we are having an activity called Gear Up. So boost your skills, build your future, join us to prepare for your placement journey. It is one of the initiatives that taken from our department. So with all the supports of our faculty. So in this junction, I thanks the management, principals and deans and all our faculty team to support the students' activities, and everybody, we are working for a one goal for the benefit of our students. We are all working. So in this junction, I thank all the management people, principals, deans, and all my faculty colleagues. So this program, how we are planning in the sense, so Monday to Friday, we are planning for the activities. That activities for 1.5 hours. So your year coordinators and placement coordinator schedule all the activities. It won't be any repeated task. You may get the input from our own faculty members, alumni, alma maters, and then you are getting the information or getting the knowledge from the people, those who are working in the industry. Sometimes we also encourage the peer learning also. So those who are expertise students, those who are expertise, if you want to deliver to your friends circle, in the sense, it is a good opportunity. You send your willingness to your year coordinator or counselors. They may arrange your sessions for you also. So as of now, 35 days we are planning during your summer vacation time, summer holidays time. So from my end, I assure you that this 35 days will change your placement perspective as well as placement preparedness. Hope everyone will benefited from this activity. So we are taken your much time, 1.5 hours. So all this 1.5 hours, it is very important for us. So we planned this activity very much useful towards your placement preparedness. I hope your year coordinator, Dr. Ponviji ma'am and Dr. Prasad sir, will schedule all this activity, and they have to follow up all the activity. My humble request from all the students, so kindly join on time and be an active members. So you should be an active member in this session, and you should raise your doubts, ask your queries. Then only this session it will be more benefited. The real success that we are getting from your placed statistics. But whenever you have a query or whenever you have a question, suppose if you are rising in during this session, in the sense, it will be very useful. So with this note, I don't want to waste your time. I hand over this session to today's in charge as well as your year coordinator, Dr. Ponviji ma'am. Ma'am, please carry on, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, students, and good evening, my dear faculty. It gives me immense pleasure to thank the management for giving us an initiative to start this placement preparation and readiness series. And also at this juncture, I welcome all the final year students, yes, third year to final year students for the placement preparation and readiness series, which we have named it as Gear Up. So this session marks the beginning of an important journey, a journey from the campus learning to the corporate success. So placements are not just about getting a job. So they are about identifying your strengths, building confidence, improving skills, and preparing yourself for the professional world. Every interview you attend, every aptitude test you write, and every challenge you face will contribute to your growth and experience. So today's world is a competitive world, and it demands not only academic excellence, but also communication skills, problem solving skills, ability, adaptability, and continuous learning. So through this series, our goal is to guide you in all these aspects and help you become industry ready professionals. So remember, the success in placements does not happen overnight. It comes from consistent effort, practice, discipline, and self-belief. Do not fear for the failures or rejections, because every attempt is a stepping stone towards your success. I encourage each one of you to actively participate, ask questions, practice regularly, and make the best use of this opportunity. Your dream company may be just one preparation away. Wishing you all successful and rewarding placement session ahead. So thank you, students. Now, on day one, I'm going to be the resource person and I'm going to handle the session. So whenever I pause and whenever I ask you if you have any queries, any doubts, you can very well speak to me, unmute your mic, and you can very well clarify your doubts with me. Okay. Okay. Now I would like to share my screen. Just let me know whether the screen is shared to you. Is it shared, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we'll just start with the session. So our placement series, the preparatory and readiness series, we have named it as Gear Up, wherein to boost your skills and build your future. And it will be conducted from on all the weekdays starting from today, that is 18/5/26 to 1/7/26, Monday to Friday, and the timings is going to be 6 to 7:30 p.m. On every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8, you will be having your GATE preparatory mock test. Okay, it is going to be like mandatory, like everyone will be taking up the GATE mock test online, okay, through the Google form. Okay, now we'll go ahead with the session. Yes. So today's series, like the Gear Up series, which we have started just now. What are the key objectives of this placement series over here is, as our HOD sir said, it is mainly to help you guys understand the placement process and the industry expectations. Further, in order to guide you in developing your technical skills, the aptitude and communication skills, and as well as the interview skills, which are required mostly for successful placements. In order to motivate and prepare the students to become more confident, industry-ready professionals, mainly through your consistent preparation and effective learning resources. Okay, so this is the key objectives of this particular Gear Up series. It is a 33-day series. Okay, so today my topic is career catalyst. Okay, it is not going to be related to any particular subject, but it is an overall view, like how very confidently you can crack the placements, because confidence is need to come from within yourself. Okay, so here today's my session is going to be career catalyst, cracking the placements with confidence. Yes. Before I start with my session, I felt like the real leader and the real role model for the student fraternity. Today's student fraternity is APJ Abdul Kalam sir. Everyone has a great respect towards him. So these are the golden words he has told about success. Yes, success is not permanent and failure is not final. Never stop working after success and never stop trying after failure. So with these golden words, I will start my session. Yes, today's overview. So my career catalyst overview, what are all the topics we are going to cover over here? So this will be definitely helpful for you in your preparation and your readiness towards the placement. So start early, don't wait for your dream company. Build strong fundamentals. Third one is consistency matters more than last minute preparation. Resume is your first impression. Improve communication skills. Practice mock interviews. Develop problem solving skills. Maintain a professional online presence. Learn to handle the rejections. That is very, very important. Be industry ready. Teamwork and attitude matter. And then the final message. So now we'll get on to the session. So start early and don't wait for your dream company. Yes. Every placement process, if you just observe, it is just going to be a learning opportunity. So attend all the eligible drives initially to gain confidence and experience. Almost like most of the eligible students who are for the placement, I hope you must have already attended some of the on-campus as well as the off-campus placements. So wherein you would have definitely gained some experience and confidence, identifying your weakness also. So attend all the eligible drives initially, and remember, this is only for an initial period, but not always. Okay, initially to gain your experience and confidence. Of course, I agree, the first interview may not give you a job, but it gives you a preparation for the next one. Am I right or not? Because everyone may not get placed in the first interview. You're just going to make a try, and you're just going to have on how the interview is going to be. Okay, Next, the most important part over here is build strong fundamental skills. So what are the strong fundamentals? So it is going to be building your strong fundamentals is mostly like it is not going to be overnight, but it has to be dealt on a daily basis. First, these are the core concepts wherein you have to focus on a daily basis to improve or to get familiar with the fundamentals. Okay, aptitude and logical reasoning, the programming basics. You start with C++, Java, and Python. Any one of the programming language, you become strong. Then core subjects relevant to your branch and domain. Communication skills. This is very, very important part. Okay, so you are going to have a focus and you're going to focus everything on all these aspects on a daily basis. So I will just help you how you have to proceed on with all these things, how much time you need to allot for each and everything to practice. Okay. Yes. For the CSE students, yes, particularly for us, what are all the core subjects wherein from the industry perspective and from the IT player perspective, what are all the expectations? From which subjects they'll be asking more questions? As you are a fresher, you need to be familiar with the basics on these core subjects. The database management systems, operating systems, computer networks, object-oriented programming concepts, data structure and algorithms, software engineering, and finally the programming fundamentals. I have given more stress on the programming fundamentals. That is very, very important for freshers like you to cope up with. Okay. Yes. Now we are just going to have a subject-wise breakup. If you want to take up a screenshot, you can take up a screenshot on what are all the topics subject-wise you have to prepare, or else you can just go through it, or else you can take up a scribble pad and you can write it down. Okay. So how? Building a strong fundamentals into the core subjects. I'm just going to show you a subject-wise breakup. See, remember students, all these points I have not jotted down by myself, but I have gathered the information from the people working in the industry, some of my friends who recruit people, freshers like you, and some of your alumni. So it is just a collection, and also from the professional media platform like LinkedIn also. Okay, so I have just taken down collectively and I have consolidated and I have broken down into subject-wise breakup with the key areas wherein you have to prepare. It is not going to be a syllabus based, but only some key topics wherein you have to become familiar with. Okay, so the first one over here is we are going to deal with the database management systems. So why DBMS? This is going to be the very preliminary question which will be asked by the interviewer side. Okay, and then ER model. So under ER model and then keys. So they'll be asking you about the primary and the foreign keys, their relationship. So how they are going to be used in your project and all those things. So then normalization. So here normalization, it's a very, very important part in your DBMS. So wherein you have to be very much familiar with the first, second, third normal forms and the Boyce Codd normal form. How it is going to reduce the redundancy and how it is going to improve the integrity. So along with this, you should also be thorough with the ACID properties also. Okay. And then very in depth, they'll be asking you about the questions jotted from the difference between views and table, the difference between delete command and the drop command, and also the comparison and the differences between truncate, delete, and drop commands. Okay. And then you should be very much thorough with joins. Mostly inner join, left join, right join, full and cross joins, because they will be definitely asking you to write the queries using all these things. So what happened? See, don't click any buttons, ma. Okay. And then query optimization. Yes, this is a very, very important part. Query optimization also, you need to be thorough with your DBMS concept. Finally, you have indexes, hashing, and packages. When it comes to packages, they will be mostly asking questions related to the schema. So again, it is going to be query based only. So all these things, to be very frank, I will not say like you have to take a textbook from the library and you have to go through it. Everything is available as an online resources. I have also downloaded subject-wise interview-based questions, which I will be sharing you in a consolidated form very soon. Okay, so all these things are available online, even in the professional platform like LinkedIn. Also, you have all these resources. How you have to answer each and every question. Everything is available, open, and free of cost. Okay. And then SQL queries. This is very, very important because very recently, when some few people attended the interview, they were not able to organize how an SQL query will be, in which order it will be. So here, the SQL query, you should be thorough with how you will be using a select query, where, group by, having, order by, and some related subqueries. So what are the common questions which they'll be asking you in your DBMS concept over here is finding out the second highest salary query. So they'll be asking you, they'll be giving one scenario, maybe employee database, or even in the case of a student database or a table, find out the second highest mark or a second highest salary. So how you have to write? They'll be asking you to write using the max function, or they'll be asking you to retrieve the data using a subquery, or using a dense rank function, or using the limit. Okay, so you should know all these ways to extract the data through by writing the query. Okay. Then the next subject is operating systems. Yes, this is also one of the most important part as far as your interview is concerned. Okay, so you should be thorough with the OS basics. First of all, what is the definition of an operating system? Then processes. What are all the processes? What is the those things you need to be thorough, and scheduling, which is a very, very important concept, wherein you have two classification like preemptive scheduling and non-preemptive scheduling. Between these two scheduling types, you have different scheduling algorithms under each category. So you should be thorough with those scheduling algorithms. Just what is that scheduling algorithm, what role it plays, and how it is going to be effectively used. So these concepts you need to be thoroughly, you should be in a position to explain. Then comes under memory management, you should be thorough with the contiguous and non-contiguous algorithm. So under memory management only, you will be having this paging, segmentation, and all those concepts. So all these things you have to be thorough. And then of course, threads. So they'll be asking the questions like, what is the difference between a process and a thread? Okay, and then how a deadlock, how a deadlock will occur, and what are all the measures you will be taking to overcome the deadlock. So these kind of topics you need to be thorough when it comes to the case of operating system. Well, then you have the computer networks part, wherein already like OSA reference model and TCP/IP reference model. So they'll be asking about how many layers are there, and you should be in a position to say like the each and every layer and their particular functionality. Remember, for both the reference models, you have the respective layers. When you are going to explain their functionality, you definitely have to explain with a real-time example, relate it with a real-time example. So then only even the interviewer or the employer will be able to grasp like, okay, you know the core concept of the network. So because you are relating it with an example, so they will get satisfied with your answer. Okay. And then you should be thorough with the IP. You should be able to know the difference between the IP, Internet Protocol, and also the TCP/IP protocol. What is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? The DNS, and different ports that are used. So every port number you would have studied in your networks. So you should know how these ports are going to be used, and again break down into a real-time application. Sometimes you can also create your own case study and you can explain about the ports. Okay, and then you have about the context switching and circuit switching. So these are all the key topics which you need to be thorough when it comes to computer networks part. And then comes the object-oriented programming or the OOPS concept. So here they are going to overviewly, they'll be asking about the features, that is the classes, objects, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance. So when it comes to inheritance, types of inheritance. So you should be in a position to answer with a real-time example or with your own example about the types of inheritance. And polymorphism, the types of polymorphism. Okay, you have like a compile time polymorphism and a runtime polymorphism. So you have to explain, break down, and you have to explain if they, so just don't stop. If they're asking explain polymorphism means you should not stop with the definition, but just break down. Answer more than what they ask. That will be, that will create a very good impression from the interviewer's part. Okay. And then the most important part of all interviews, okay, because the subjects like computer networks, maybe in few interviews, they may not ask these questions, but data structures and algorithms plays a very key role and a vital important subject in almost cracking all the interviews. So you need to be very much thorough about the concepts under the data structures and algorithm. So if you just say array, string, then again hash table, sorting and searching, and a linked list, which is very, very important. Okay, linked list, trees, graphs, all these are very, very important concepts. When it comes to graphs, you need to explain about the depth first search and the breadth first search, queue, stack, so how they are going to be used. So here you should explain about the recursion, divide and conquer, the greedy methodology, and about again even the the dynamic programming and bit manipulation. So all these are very, very important concepts when it comes to the data structures. I know like few of you are already prepared all these topics. Maybe you can share it with your friends. See, always preparation for placement should be as a teamwork. Then only you will be able to share your knowledge. So once when you share your knowledge, you become more proficient into that particular topic, and also your friends also gain some knowledge about what you have shared. So always work in a team, prepare in a team. Okay, that will be that will also inculcate your team building skills. Okay. And then, so here further to go on with the data structures, see here I have given the concepts on the leftmost part. So data structure, I have shown the illustration and the use cases. So here use cases, it is all linked with the real-time scenario. So if you just take the list concept, this is how the list works, and where it is going to be mostly your Twitter feeds, or now you call it as X feeds, they all follow the list data structure. Arrays, so almost all the mathematical operations that are taking place in a very large data sets, they follow the array concept. And then you have the stack, undo and redo of in any word editor. Queue means when you give a printing through a printer, it is going to print the jobs on the first in first come basis only. So likewise you have heap, tree, even suffix tree, and all these things. Okay, so you have like every concept, you have the illustration and along with the use cases or with the real-time examples. And the most important part, see the right side of the presentation, you have something called as a data structure cheat sheet. Okay, so there are so many cheat sheets for each and every subject available free of cost in LinkedIn. You can just put a search data structure cheat sheets, means you have a lot of resources you can download, and you can just work on with it, practice on that. Okay, so almost some cheat sheets, they have some 65, more than 100. Don't worry, do not get panic. You be thorough with the 10 concepts. So here I have shown some 18 concepts. So you be thorough with 10 to 15 concepts in the data structure through with the help of the cheat sheet. Prepare yourself. Okay, that is more than enough. Need not get stuffed or exhausted by learning too many things, because you may literally get confused when it comes to the interviews. Okay, so this is a data structure cheat sheet, and here you have one more cheat sheet I have shown here. So wherein they are linking, this cheat sheet shows like how you are going to link the concepts with the mini projects which you have already done. So, and what are all the common mistakes generally the beginners or the programmers do when they face the interviews. Okay, so it's all given over here. And the most important part, that is here you have the big O, wherein whenever data structures means it is going to deal with the time complexity as well as the space complexity. So here the big O notation plays a very, very important role when it comes to the data structure. So you should be thoroughly in a position to explain about the big O notations. So very easily here they have given one cheat sheet on big O concepts. So you can just see these are all the big O notations that are widely used even in your coding also. And also in the data structure. So what is the name? O of 1 means it is going to be called as constant complexity. O of nobody knows it. None of you, I think very few students may be knowing like O of log n means it depicts about the algorithms. O of n means it says about the linear complexity. So please go through all these things and you have the description for each and every big O notation over here. And again, similarly, they also have an example for each and every notation along with the time complexity. So this will be very, very helpful when you just prepare your data structures. Okay, so these are all the main key areas which you need to focus when it comes to the preparation towards your data structures. Suppose if they ask what is the O of n squared means you should know that it implies about the quadratic complexity. So almost all the sorting algorithms like bubble sort, then again insertion sort, selection sort, all these things will be falling under the O of n squared, that is the big O notation. Okay, and then comes the software engineering. Generally they prefer, so in the previous days they were asking about the software engineering concepts. Now most of the interviewers and most of the companies, they almost use the UML diagrams. So preferably they'll be asking questions on the object oriented software engineering. So here you need to be thorough with the SDLC basics, that is software development life cycle basics. Of course you have these phases. So what is requirement, design, development, testing, deployment and maintenance. So all these concepts you have to be thorough. And prescriptive models. So you must have studied about the prescriptive model. So very recently you have written the exam on your object oriented software engineering. See, you just imagine the question paper you got for both the model exam and the end semester exam. It is purely of case studies and projects. Yes, the question will also be asked in the similar way only. So when you are going to explain some particular model, say waterfall model or spiral model, just relate it with the case study. That is enough. Suppose if the interviewer gives you a case study and asks you to analyze what under what prescriptive model it falls, means you tell this is the prescriptive model it falls, and you should be in a position to justify it. So once when you justify it, almost the interviewer will get satisfied. And then comes the UML diagrams. Of course, unified modeling language diagrams. You have so many diagrams like a class diagram, sequence diagram, and activity diagram. It goes on. Okay, so you should know the purpose and the functions of each and every diagram. Then comes testing, which is a very, very important part. Once when you get into the project, testing plays a very important role after you develop the program, okay, or develop your project. So what are all the different types of testing? Why we need to go for testing? Always related with a project. One particular project you take, and just if they ask what is the role of a black box testing, how it is going to be related with your project, what is the role of a white box testing, so how it is going to be related. Same project you take and you just explain it. That is more than enough. Then comes cost estimation techniques. Mostly they'll be asking about COCOMO model, cost constructive model only. FP, that is function point analysis. It depends, but mostly they'll be asking about the cost constructive model. Okay, and then about the risk management. So risk management, under risk management, they'll be asking about the strategies and about the RMMI, RMMI and CMMI models. So that is more than enough. You need not go through about the preventive risk management, prevention and all is not necessary. So that is strategies of risk management, CMMI level and RMMM or MMM strategies are more than enough for your software engineering. So of course, this one easily you will be able to answer once, because it is everything is related to the project. So very easily you can link it and you can preferably study it. Then the most important part is the programming fundamentals. So these are all the core concepts you have to remember, whether you do the coding in C++, Java or Python. See, always be strong to one particular programming language. Okay. So because you are a fresher, the interviewer or the employer will not expect more than one. If you are familiar with Java, be strong with the core Java as well as with the advanced Java concepts. If you are familiar with the C++, be thorough with C++, almost all the concepts. No, I don't like all these things. I am familiar with Python means you have to be thorough in Python. What are all the built-in functions that are used? Everything you should be thorough. Okay. So any program out of these three programming language, you be thorough with the concepts. Arrays and strings. So whenever it comes to arrays and strings, general questions or general coding questions that will be asked over here is traversal, insertion, deletion, searching. This applies both for numbers as well as for the string. When it comes to string manipulation, you should know how to copy a string and all those things, how you have to use the string functions very particularly. Okay. And then comes loops and functions. So where you will be using this looping concept over here is patterns. So whenever the patterns are any pattern related coding is going to be asked, definitely you have to play with the loops. So in that way, you should be thorough with the loops. So for loop, while loop, do while loop. Again here, the difference between while loop and the do while loops, that is very important. Then functions, how you are going to call a function. That is call by value, call by reference, both concepts. Okay. Then functions, you have to be, you also have recursion. Recursion basics. So when it comes to recursion, say any particular program, if it is going to be asked, how you are going to incorporate it. Okay. So you need to be remember the base condition, whatever based on the question that is going to be asked, the recursive relation, how you're going to relate this base condition to the question that is going to be asked. Of course, the most common recursive programs which you have already done is factorial, Fibonacci, and Tower of Hanoi. The Tower of Hanoi, you can, the data structure that is used for Tower of Hanoi, can you just tell me what is the data structure that we use for the Tower of Hanoi? Anyone? You can just unmute and you can just answer it. Tower of Hanoi problem, we are going to use a recursion program. Can you just tell me what is the data structure that is used in Tower of Hanoi?
Stack tables.
Yes, very good. Stack is the data structure that is used in the Tower of Hanoi. Okay. And then comes the sorting algorithms. Of course, when it comes to sorting algorithms, bubble sort, selection, insertion, merge sort, quick sort, and counting sort. So these are all the common coding you will be expecting. Time complexity. See, whenever you are going to write these programs, you should be aware of the time complexity, how well your coding matches with the complexity. That is very, very important. So that is going to be implied by using the big O notation. Okay, so already we have seen in the previous slide. And then this is the last one is going to be the very, very important part, debugging logic. See, even in your AMCAT exams, what we have observed over here is you people have improved in your coding skills. You people have improved in your logical and even in your aptitude skills, but you people have scored very less in debugging. See, debugging is detecting and identifying the error, okay, which is very, very important. Again, I am saying, when you will be become very much familiar with the programming language means only when you learn the language with errors. You should know how to decode and how to detect and solve the errors. Then only you will be getting more familiarized with the particular programming language. So here debugging logic means here trace the code, find the edge cases, fix logical and runtime errors. So that is more, these are the 4 parts. If you get familiar with these 4 points, automatically your debugging skills will definitely improve. Okay, so don't get fear. Generally, I have observed most of you, not only your batch, but most of the students, they execute and they run the program. But when they find the error, they get into a panic mode. Okay, so that should not be there. Don't get into a panic mode. Read the error. Definitely you will be able to understand. The line number is also specified. So go to that particular line number. recollect the syntax. What is the mistake you have done? That is called as tracing the code. Okay. And then find edge cases. What is an edge case in a program? Anyone can unmute and answer. What do you mean by edge case? So these are all the terms you have to remember, ma. So what is the edge case? Anyone can unmute. See, even if it is wrong also, no problem. This is just a preparatory and a readiness where I'm going to share my knowledge. You are going to, in turn, share yours. Okay. So just to tell me from your perspective, what do you mean by edge case in a coding, in a program? Anyone?
When the array is empty, we need to check those cases, ma'am.
What, ma?
When the array elements are empty or
Hmm.
when the elements are negative, we also have to make sure that our solution works fine for those cases too.
Okay, fine. What she is telling is right. Not only in array concept, to be very simple, handling the edge cases. Let us take for an example. I am going to find the greatest of two numbers. Let us go with a very naive example. I am going to find the greatest of two numbers. Okay. So now I have written a very, very brute force related program, very, very common program. I have not used any function, just a normal, simple program using if condition I have written. Okay. I'm not bothered about the time complexity or optimization of the code. Very simple logic I have used by using the if condition. I am writing a program for my greatest of two numbers. Okay. Now, where the edge case plays the role over here is now in a very simple way for you to understand. When I am going to give the input for the two number, the program should accept an integer number. At the same time, it should also accept a floating point number. Okay. So you should write a program in that way that any kind of number, if I'm going to give, it should give the greatest. Okay. So that is what. So this is just like where you are going to give all kind of possibilities for the program to work. Suppose if I'm going to give instead of a number, if I'm going to give any character, your program should not accept. Okay, so this is what finding out the edge case. Okay, and then fix the logical and runtime errors. See, runtime errors, when you will get the runtime error, your program is right. Your program gets executed without any errors and warnings. But when you run the program, it is going to show some error. Say division by 0 will be a runtime error. Okay. So these are all, you should be familiar with solving the runtime error. So if it is going to be division by 0 means again, you have to get back to that particular line and you have to find out where in that particular calculation you have done a mistake. So this is the way where you are going to improve your debugging skills. Of course, the next part over here is now I have developed and I have worked on building my strong fundamentals on all these subjects. Consistency. Yes, now I have learned everything. Fine. Directly, I can't go and attend the interview. Everything matters. Consistency matters more than the last minute preparation. Yes, consistency wins because it's not what you do once in a while that matters. It's what you do every day. Okay, so every day you are going to have a stuff. You're going to have a touch on what you have learned the previous day. This is going to be called as consistency. So let us forget about this interview. Let us come back to the cricket. Now IPL is going on. Whenever Vaibhav Suryavanshi or Yashasvi Jaiswal enters the stadium, people definitely say, definitely these guys will score more than 50 runs or 70 runs in the power play. This shows their consistency. This shows their consistency. So normally if you have observed some player, suddenly he is out of form. And again, when he comes into a form and when the anchor asks how suddenly you came to the form, means the guy will just reply, the player will reply, I worked on the basics. I got back to my basics and worked on it. So this is very, very important even in your placement point of view. You may know everything. Even in the case of aptitude and in mathematics, you know the percentage conversion, all these concepts you may know. But again, consistently you have to practice, which means it will improve speed. At the same time, you will have more confidence. Okay. So this is what is called consistency. It is going to be a daily preparation and not last minute preparation. Okay. So here, Many of you may have some doubts. This many topics are there to prepare for placement. How I have to allot the time? How I have to do? I am getting more tense. I am not able to plan properly. So here, this could be maybe a proper guide for you. As you are in holidays, some of you may go for intern and some of you may work on the preparatory for the placement. So this is your daily plan guide where you can take it if you need it. Okay. So for daily aptitude, you try to spend 1 hour. Okay. Then coding 2 hours. Start from skill rack. Directly don't go with IMNEO or Lead Code or HackerRank. It will be like a nightmare. You will definitely hate coding when you directly go to these kinds of coding platforms. Just to start from skill rack and then go slowly with Lead Code and HackerRank. Again, I am saying when you go with Lead Code and HackerRank, don't forget your skill rack. Your continuous practice on skill rack should be there. Okay, so this I will just request all of you, as you are computer science students, I request you to spend 2 hours, at least daily 2 hours on coding. Okay, then of course logical reasoning 30 minutes, verbal, grammar, English 30 minutes are enough. Group discussion, I have just highlighted it. I will just tell you once when we come across that particular slide. So not all companies will be going for a group discussion. Very few companies like car technologies and sometimes in certain roles, Hexaver also goes for group discussion, not for all the roles. Okay, so when it comes over there, I will just explain about how you have to prepare for your group discussion. Okay, so now we'll go for aptitude 1 hour. Okay, madam has told like we have to spend 1 hour for aptitude. So what are all the topics I have to focus? So what is the main role? You see, when you go for placement, each and every company, the first round of shortlisting will be done only through aptitude skills and coding skills. So now your primary focus should be on how to clear my aptitude the first round. That is very, very important. So what are all, why we have, why I am saying I'm insisting you to work on aptitude, spend 1 hour daily on aptitude over here is, you will develop your speed, you will develop your accuracy, you will manage time in solving the problems, and also you will improve your basic problem solving skills. All these positives are there if you just work continuously on aptitude for 1 hour daily. This is like nothing but practice makes a man perfect. Practice regularly, definitely you will be having, you will be reaping the fruit at the end. Okay, so what are all the topics you have to focus? Percentages, profit and loss, time and work, time, speed and distance, ratios and proportions, simple and compound interest, probability, permutations and combinations, and then the number systems. These are the key topics you can focus. See, some of you maybe in your smart classes, they would have taught about all these things. No matter, even in your LinkedIn, and also there are some good YouTube videos where they just tell the shortcuts to solve all these problems. So focus on this. If you are very much familiar, again, search for more complex problems based on these topics and try to work on that. So you are going to increase level by level. You are going to become proficient. So however the problem is going to be asked in aptitude, I am going to clear. I am going to crack that. Have that confidence and start your preparation. Always have a note. Maintain a placement, a note, separate note for placement, and try to work on that. Okay. So 1 hour. So this round, as we have already spent, now I am thorough. These are all some helpful tips when you just face your aptitude round at the time of the interview. Okay. So do not spend too much time on one question. This is very, very important. Say 3 questions you would have solved. 4th question you would have got stuck. You may get panic. You may get some kind of tension. That is what I am saying. If that you are not able to answer that question, don't spend much time on that particular question. Go through the paper, try to solve all the easy questions and try to score it. Okay. Also practice the shortcut methods. As I have already told, if you have missed your smart classes, the resources to solve the problems using shortcut methods and calculations are available. There are many YouTube videos, even Tamil videos are there, Telugu videos are also there. You can just go through, watch those videos and practice. Practice, practice, practice. Okay. So practice the shortcut methods and the calculations. Learn the multiplication tables. Again, we are going to go back to our school days, learning the multiplication tables, the squares, cubes, and the percentage conversions. This is very, very important. Daily practice is more important than studying everything at once. Okay. So these are all the helpful tips. Just have it in your mind and work accordingly when it comes to aptitude. You yourself can have conduct a mock test on aptitude and you can try to solve it. Okay. Now the best practice, divide the time properly. So now let us assume you are attending an aptitude and coding skills test for say, let us take for some company. Okay. For an IT company. So you have been given with 50 questions or 100 questions that need to be solved in 2 hours, means divide the time properly. So don't work down till the last minute. Try to finish off at least 5 minutes before and go through what you have done. Accuracy matters more than attempting all the questions. Let us assume 50 questions are asked. You are able to answer only 20 or 30 questions. The 20 or 30 questions you know very well means you focus on that. Try to score 30 out of 50. Don't worry about the 20 questions you have left. Or maybe you have you don't know about, means just don't worry about it. Accuracy matters than attempting all the questions. So this is about the aptitude and the next round. So the first round you have the coding, aptitude and coding. Even though when you clear the aptitude round, there is a possibility where mostly the students get eliminated in the coding round. Okay. So what are all the areas you have to focus? Again, as I have already told in the data structures part, the same. These are all the topics: arrays, strings, loops, functions, sorting, searching, basic recursion, and pattern programs. DSA patterns are very, very important. If you are able to solve the pattern programs, means solving the remaining other, that is learning other topics, will be very, very easy. And of course, in time complexity also, being a fresher, they will be asking only the very basics of the time complexity programs. Okay. And yes. So what are all the languages you can be very much proficient? Java, Python, C++. Out of these 3 languages, you be strong. You get stick to one particular programming language. That is more than enough. So here, what are all the topics to focus? Again, I have already told, start with the brute force logic first. See, this some of you would have already crossed it. You may be in a higher level. But starting with the first point is mostly for the beginners who are just starting their placement. Okay, just to start with the brute force logic. What is a brute force logic? A very lame logic. Just suppose if it is going to be find out the prime number, means use your own logic. Don't use any functions. Maybe you don't know the functions. Just use the if condition and the for loop. Try to get the prime number. This is going to be an exhaustive, it will consume more time, it will consume more lines of code. No problem, you are going to get the output. So work on that first. Okay, then when you are applying this particular logic, write a clean and understandable code. Why I am saying like you have to write a very clean and understandable code means, because again when you compile it, you will be getting an error. So you should know for what you have used this I variable, or for what you have used the j variable. That is what. So write a clean and understandable code. As I have already told, handle edge cases. So edge cases means your program, though it is a very exhaustive program wherein you have not used any functions, but you are getting an output, means the output, whatever the input I give for that particular program, it should generate an output. So that is what handling the edge cases. The most important, practice the debugging. Definitely, when you write a program, you will get errors. Read the errors, understand the errors, and try to rectify. Suppose you are not able to understand. Now, at the practice stage, you are not able to understand the error. Put that error in the Google. Then the Google will reply what that error means. Understand it, and then again rework. Remember, students, at the very first stage, you may not be able to solve 5 or 10 programs. Step by step. Week 1, you may be able to solve only 1 program. Week 2, you may be able to solve 2 programs. As you just continue with the practice, you become an expert in it. Okay. Do not panic if you cannot solve immediately. That is very, very important. Oh, I am not able to write a program. Leave it. Take that from your mind. Do not get panic. Always work hard. Definitely, you will be cracking your problems and come out with flying colors. Okay. So this is very, very important. So what kind of programs normally they will be asking over here is palindromes, prime number. It can be prime number generation, or it could be finding out the prime number, or finding out the largest prime number in a given series, or finding out the smallest prime number in a given series. These are the combination of questions you get through prime number. Then of course Fibonacci series, or reverse string, anagrams, sorting, finding out the duplicate elements, and largest and the smallest element. So what do you mean by an anagram? Any idea, anyone? Anagram means what? Definitely during your preparation for placement, you must have worked on these programs. First of all, you just tell me what is an anagram. Anyone can unmute and tell me, ma. Be interactive. See, this is just a discussion forum. Okay, it is not like presentation. Consider it as a discussion forum. Come out with questions. Whatever the doubts you have, you can just ask me. So what is an anagram?
Rearranging the words. Rearranging the words.
Rearranging the words. So how you rearrange? Is there any constraint or rule for it? Can you rearrange any words? I will just, can you rearrange any words, or there is any guideline or rule for those words? Rearranging the letters in the word. We can say it in that way. Any example? Anyone? Anagram. Okay, I'll give you an example. Car and arc, ARC. CAR, car, ARC, arc. I say this is an anagram. Do you agree with me? Anyone? Unmute and tell. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes. See, you should have the same letters. With the same letters, you have to produce different words. That is going to be called as anagram. So you should know the terms. You may be very good in writing programming. You may be very good in solving the programming, but you should know anagram means what is it. Then only you will be able to write the program. Okay. So again, another example I can tell is like listen and silent. This is again an anagram. I'm going to rearrange the same number of letters, but I can produce different words of the same length. This is going to be called as anagram. Okay. And then of course, you'll be having questions on sorting, finding out the duplicate elements, and then again, the largest and the smallest element. So what are all the common platforms for practice over here is mostly you'll be asked to code using the HackerRank. That is, I'm saying from the interview point of view. Okay. So platform they use for practice over here is HackerRank, LeetCode, Code Studio, and Geek for Geeks. Sometimes they also go for Hacker. It depends on the company. Okay. So you should be familiar with all these programs. Forget about the platforms, not because they give some test cases and then you have to solve. But you should know and be thorough with the logic over here for all these set of programs. Okay. Then comes the logical reasoning. It is like daily you have to spend 30 minutes for logical reasoning. So this round, through this round, mainly the interviewer or the company, they are going to test your thinking ability skills and recognition, pattern recognition skills. So what are all the topics you have to focus over here is blood relations, seating arrangement, coding, decoding, series patterns, then syllogisms, directions, puzzles, and data interpretation. Okay. So blood relation and so some problems like say blood relation, seating arrangement, for all these things, if the question is asked, try to draw a diagram. Try to bring it in the form of a diagram and try to solve it. So in that way, you'll be able to understand the question and you'll be able to crack the problem more easily. Okay. What do you mean by syllogisms? Any idea? Now, I don't know what is syllogism. Can you just tell me what do you mean by syllogisms? Anyone?
Relation between three variables.
What, ma?
Relation between three variables as such, A is related to B and B is related to C and C is related to A.
Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes. You're able to understand everyone? Syllogism? Everyone? See, the question will be like this. I will say like, let me put it like this. All cats are animals. All animals are living beings. This kind of question. So this is a syllogism. Okay. So everything appears to be similar, but there will be some difference. So this is going to be called as syllogism. The facts are assumed to be true. That is what. Okay, so you should be, you practice some syllogisms again. These kinds of things are, these stuffs are available in YouTube channels. They explain with very much clarity. So it is available both in Tamil, Telugu, and also English. Also, it is available. I don't know much about Telugu whether it is available or not when it comes to syllogism, but it is available both in Tamil and English. There are some YouTube channels. You can just go through it. Okay, and again. So what are all the helpful tips you can take home for logical reasoning? Again, read the questions very carefully before thinking about the pattern related problems. Draw the diagrams. As I have already told for seating and blood relation questions, draw it in the form of a diagram and work out. Okay. And also practice puzzle based questions regularly. So you have these puzzle based questions, free sheets are available online. You can just download and you can just work on the puzzle based questions. So why I am continuously stressing over this, it will definitely improve the observation power and observation speed. Okay. And the most important over here is, as far as reasoning, logical reasoning becomes easy only through continuous practice. Not only logical reasoning, but even your analytical reasoning and even your coding also, everything becomes easy only through continuous practice. Okay. So this is about your logical reasoning. Finally, coming to your verbal, grammar, and English. Spend 30 minutes. Some of you will be very much familiar with English, but those who have come from Tamil medium, I will just insist you to focus on this particular area. That is the grammar, sentence correction, synonyms and antonyms. It is nothing but meanings and opposites. Then reading comprehension, fill in the blanks, and error detection. So these are the key areas you have to focus. Mostly from this only they'll be asking when it comes to the verbal or the English. So yes, now this round mainly checks the candidate's communication and understanding skills. Whatever he says to you, you should be in a position to grasp and answer it. Okay, so for that, mainly this is maybe not only Tamil medium students, but everyone can follow it. Read the English newspapers or any books daily. Improve your vocabulary gradually. Practice comprehension passages with the timer. Learn common grammar rules. Okay. So now the first question, ma'am, we don't buy any English newspapers in our home. I don't have it. I don't buy any books, English books or magazines also. Fine. No issues. You have one app called InShots. You can just see the icon on the right side. This InShot, you download it in your mobile. When you travel in bus or when you just stay idle in your hostel, just read the news. It is a news, all the whatever be the kind of news, it will be given only in 60 words. Only in 60 words the news will be given. Very crystal clear. Very easily you will be knowing what that news says. Again, if you want to go in depth about that news, means just click on it. It will be redirecting to the particular website where you can read the news in detail. So through InShots, you can develop your reading skills, the English skills, as well as your vocabulary. So you can find out some new words, you can get the meaning, and very easily you can improve. Okay. And then one more way to improve your vocabulary over here is LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, you have some games, puzzle games like cross climb and pinpoint. Okay, so you can just play those puzzles in a very naive stage. The time will be more, but as you just work on it, you will be able to gather more new English words. You can learn, and it comes with a thing also. Through that you can be able to identify the particular word also with a hint. Sorry, with a hint you get the sentence hints wherein you will be able to identify the words. So this is one way to improve your vocabulary. Okay, next comes practice comprehension passages with the timer. Of course, generally, if you just see the questions itself in the form of a paragraph, we get panic. But read it in calm manner. You just read it, recollect it. So initially, 2 paragraphs, it may take some 10 minutes. As you just practice, within 5 minutes, you'll be able to understand and you'll be able to complete the comprehension passages, reading the comprehension passages. Learn common grammar rules. This is very, very important. Even the experts also, they do grammatical mistakes when they talk. Very common grammar rules, I will just say. See, of course, English is not our mother tongue. When we speak, definitely we tend to make mistakes. No issues. Only through mistakes we learn. Okay. So generally, the most common grammar rules where grammar mistakes where we do is children itself is a plural, but when we speak children's, we talk people is a plural, we speak people's. Again, there is a mistake. Furniture itself is a plural, again furnitures. That is again a mistake. Equipment is a plural, equipments. That is a mistake. Faculty itself is a plural, faculties. So these are all some common mistakes we generally do. So you can just find out and you can learn from it. Okay. And when you go for reading the comprehension passages, do not rush at the first step. Read very slowly, understand it, and then you just proceed with it. Okay. So these are all the timing where you can allot for the verbal, grammar, and English. 30 minutes. Now, before going into that, I have just told we saw about the preparation for aptitude, logical, and coding. How many hours you have to spend daily towards placement for all these topics? Can anyone come out with totally how many hours you have to spend? If you have observed, if you have really listened, just tell me. Let me check your observation skills. So totally how many hours you have to spend? Any guess?
4 hours, ma'am.
Very good. Who is that? Swimlingama.
Nilesh, ma'am.
Very good. Very good. Nilesh, 4 hours you have to spend. 1 hour for what?
Aptitude, ma'am.
1 hour
Aptitude.
for aptitude. 2 hours for
3 hours
coding.
for
2
coding.
hours. 2 hours for coding. Now total 3 hours have come. 30 minutes for.
Remaining,
30 minutes for.
ma'am,
what?
remaining 1 hour
Verbal
வருதுல்ல
reasoning.
ma'am. 1 hour aptitude,
Ah.
2 hours coding, remaining 1 hour வந்துட்டு
1 hour அதுல வந்து 30 minutes for what? And 30
Logical
minutes. 30
reasoning
minutes for
and
Reasoning.
30 minutes for logical reasoning and 30 minutes for your English. So totally
verbal
4
grammar.
hours. Very good. That is verbal. That is English. Okay. So totally 4 hours. See, now you have ample of time. 33 days are there. You can very easily spend your time. You can very easily spend 4 hours daily. Whatever be the case, spend 4 hours in your placement preparation. Definitely, you will reap the benefits when the placements, when you come and face the placements in the college. Okay. Now, the next most important thing, resume. Now, let us assume all of you have cleared the first round. Okay. All of you have cleared the first round. Aptitude you have cleared. Coding skills also you have cleared. Now you are going to face the interviewer. So only your resume is going to speak about you. Okay. So how you are going to, because as you are a fresher, how you are going to prepare your resume? Best is keep your resume 1 page. Crystal clear, short. It should be neat and professional. Very much most important is should be your resume should not have any spelling mistakes. Okay. And then be honest and clear. See, your CGPA may be only 7.7. Okay. But don't put 8.7 in your resume. During background verification, your loyalty will go, your honesty will go. Whatever the CGPA you have, keep it there. No issues. Okay. So make it 1 page itself. And here, mention your projects, whatever the projects you have done, wherever the internships you have done, global certification, very, very important part. See, I have just spoken to one of our placement coordinator from our group colleges, from one of the group college, and also from my outside, one of my friends' college also. What they are insisting over here is industry has a lot of opportunities, but they recruit only limited students. Why? Because many of the students, they don't have global certification in the related area. Now you can ask me, why, madam, global certification? Anyway, once when we get placed, they will give training, right? Then why we have to do global certification? Again, very recently, in national level, a meeting was conducted calling all the colleges across the country and the universities across the country. What they have told over here is like companies like Infosys, Hexaware, and I don't remember one more company. What they have insisted over here is during the training period, for the selected students, per student, they are spending 25,000 to 30,000 1 month. 3 months means you can imagine the cost. Okay. So they are training that particular skills. Suppose you are going from full stack domain, you are going to be put in a full stack domain project, but without certification you are going. So he is spending that much amount. So it is going to be an expense for him. In order to reduce the cost cutting, as a part of a cost cutting, he is insisting the colleges and the institutions itself to make the students clear the global certification in that particular concept and then come for the placement. So that is the reason even we are insisting to make you do the global certifications. This is very, very important because companies are going to come, but recruitments are going to be very limited. Only your global certification speaks. If his requirement is going to be 70 and if he's going to take only 20 means that is not there. But if you're exclusively good and if you have the expected global certifications means it is going to yield profit for the company. Why? Because if you are having a full stack certificate, say in Oracle domain or in Java domain, he may also get the projects through you, through his client. So by that way, it is a win-win at both the ends. Okay, both at the employee level as well as at the employer level. That is the reason we are insisting you to complete the global certification. So how you are going to do the global certification? One, in the domain related. If you are going to if you belong to a cyber security domain means do a certification in the one certification, you do it in your cyber security. The other certification, you do it in another domain. It can be either full stack or cloud computing. So do it in, so it becomes a multidisciplinary. So in both the domains, you have gained a certification. Okay. So that is what we are insisting. Before this June, by June, you just try to complete the global, at least 2 global certifications. Okay. And then you mention the technical skills in your resume and also your achievements. Okay. And the most important is never add the skills which you cannot explain confidently. So now I will just show you a sample resume. Okay. Of mine. Consider myself as one among you, final year student. So I am also competing with you for placement. So this is my 1-page resume. I have given my number and I have given my mail ID. See, remember when you create a mail ID, it should be a professional one. Okay. Don't create a mail ID. Talk to me at gmail.com. Talk to me 34 at gmail.com. Hello, hi. So don't use create Gmail ID, your mail IDs of that way. Make it professional. Okay. And then you can have your LinkedIn profile, your GitHub link, skill rack, lead code, and portfolio. So all these links, you can have it there. Okay. And then education. Mention your latest education. So now assume I am also in the 5th up to in your 6th semester, and up to 5th semester I have got, I am mentioning that CGPA. And then I am having some experience. So this is my intern experience. So I am just mentioned it. Then I am going to come out with my technical skills. So I am just proficient in C, Java, and SQL. So these are all the technologies or the framework where I am expert or strong enough, not an expert. Let me say strong enough. And these are all the developer tools where I am good in VS Code and IntelliJ. Then what are all the projects I have done? So I'm mentioning about the projects and my role also very crystal clear in a very short way. I am just mentioning it. And then I'm going to go ahead with the coursework concept. That is, what are all the core subjects I'm strong. So I'm good in data structure algorithms and database management systems, also OOPS and Java. So these are all the concepts. I'm good enough, not expert, but I am good enough. Okay. So what are all the achievements? So I can highlight some of my achievements. Okay. And then what are all the certification I have completed? What are all my responsibilities? So here, when it comes to responsibilities, I'm good in soft skills, say I'm good in communication and all those things. And here you can just observe the languages, which means English, Tamil, Telugu. Why I'm preferring mentioning these languages over here is, let us assume I am in Chennai. Suddenly, the company which comes in, it is placing me in Hyderabad. Okay. So because I know Telugu, obviously I am going to get placed in Hyderabad, where the linguistic problem doesn't occur over there. So you can mention the linguistic languages that are known to you. That's all. No need to give your blood group, your residential address. All those things are not enough. Okay. This resume of 1 page speaks a lot about you. This is more than enough. Clear? Okay. Now again, I'll go back to the PowerPoint. Yes. So this is the sample resume I have just shared, and this is going to create your first impression. One more thing, what I would like to say to you over here is, how can I create the resume? How can I create the resume? Whether I can use a Word, and also templates are available in Canva. I can just show how you can create the Canva. So one second. I'll just show you Canva login. I have a Canva login. Free. Just log into your Canva login. So here your Canva, it's actually free. You can get the templates free of cost. Now under templates, you have just click on the templates. So under templates, you have resume. So you have a template for resume. So you can just download. So for freshers, you can just see these resumes, these formats are more than enough. Avoid going for 2-column format. Okay. Just to make it as a statement. Now what I have shown, the same way, it is enough. So download one particular template, and then you can construct your resume. So preferably I will say 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 templates are better. And here you have down below. So avoid this 2-column kind of resume. Make it very simple. Okay. So you can download and you can just convert it into Word, and you can prepare your resume. Okay. Fine. We'll go to the next one. Improving the communication skills. So what I have to do to improve my communication skills? Practice introducing yourself at least 2 minutes. The very beginning of the sixth semester, I shared one sheet. Just upload the link for your self-introduction video. None of you did. Only when you came for this, Node form, Haribari, you people were uploading some. I just watched all the self-introduction videos. Some lasted only 10 seconds, 30 seconds, not even for a minute, blah, blah, blah. Very few videos lasted for 2 minutes. And many of you just you have just read the resume. That should not be there. Okay. Introducing yourself at any point, if they ask, means you should know about yourself. Don't read it or don't by heart it. Okay. That is Unnapati. If you are going to tell about yourself, means you should know clearly about yourself. Okay. So practice that. At least for 2 minutes, you practice it. Okay. First time you may not get it. So jot down what are all the points you have to tell about yourself. You can also tell about your hobbies also. Okay. Then speak clearly and confidently. Maintain eye contact during interviews. Learn to explain the projects in simple language. Don't use, because you are good in vocabulary, don't complicate. Everyone are not Shashi Tharoor. Okay. We are all normal people. So let us use very simple language to explain our projects. Okay. See, the most important, this is very, very important alert for everyone. A student with moderate technical knowledge but with a good communication skill often performs better than some highly technical but unable to express ideas. highly technical people. See, one of you may be very good, excellent in coding. Whatever the kind of problem is given for you, you will be able to answer, but you may not be able to express it. See, only a crying child will be given milk. Am I right or not? The same way, even if you have normal technical knowledge, but you are able to express, if you are an expressive person, if you are able to express with good communication skills, automatically you get placed. Yes, we have found even students of those kind also. Okay. So always try to improve and work on your communication skills. Practicing the mock interviews. So what you have to do? So once when you go for participating actively in mock group discussions and mock interviews, how you can improve it over here is at your home. First of all, you start with recording your self-introduction. After you record it, you play yourself and you see. Definitely, you will be observing your minus areas where you have to improve on it, okay? And learn from mistakes without fear. These 3 key points are enough. When it comes to group discussion, there are some do's and don'ts. Okay. So how, whether it is mock interview or whether it is group discussion, there are some do's and don'ts. So these are the do's and don'ts. You have to be very much familiar. Okay. So there will be some topics. If you know the topic, jot down 2 to 3 points. Speak on the 2 to 3 points. That is more than enough. Once at the end of the group discussion, you just conclude it. So whatever the 2 points you have told, just conclude it. The group discussion is completely different from a debate. Everything matters. So when it comes to group discussion, things matter mostly on the tone you talk. Whether you are speaking on a hard tone or whether you are speaking on a soft tone, convincing tone, so the interviewer will be able to identify. Okay, so these are all the do's and don'ts mostly that is going to be followed both in a mock interview or a job interview as well as in the group discussion. Also, improve your listening skills. That is very, very important. Listening skills. Even though the other person is telling wrong information or providing wrong information, don't interrupt, but just slowly listen to what he says. Then when your turn comes, at that time you can convincingly correct that person. This is very, very important as point of your mock group discussions are concerned. Okay. Then how to develop the problem solving skills. Already we have discussed, we have to practice the coding regularly, start with the skill rack, then continue with the lead code, hacker rank, and code chef. See, whether you are going with the lead code, next level lead code and hacker rank, but still you have to continue your coding on the skill rack. So the skill rack is going to be the very base platform for all of you. So once when you come in July to the college or maybe in mid-June to the college, see to that. Now suppose let us assume you have solved 1,000 problems, skill rack problems means at least 1,300 you should have done. So try to, don't copy. You may be 100, so you know your skill. To your level, you just increase the count of your skill rack, solving the skill rack code. Okay. Maintain a professional online presence. Very, very important. So what is this professional online presence over here is wherein you are going to create and update your LinkedIn profile. Sorry. Create and update your LinkedIn profile. Always be active on the LinkedIn and also whatever the projects you do, upload it in your GitHub. So have a GitHub profile also. As I have already told, keep your mail ID more professional. Not talk to me at gmail.com. I am raw at some. I have found some comedy mail IDs also. So try to keep your mail ID more professional. Okay. So these are all the do's where you have to maintain in the case of your professional presence. Okay. Then very, very important part for all of you. Learn to handle rejections. Yes, madam, I have attended 2 to 3 interviews. Unfortunately, I am not able to get selected. I don't know why. I have done everything well, but I don't know where it got rejected. So now itself, I am getting some private messages. I am eligible. I have the CGPA, but I don't know why this particular company has rejected. My name is not there. Don't worry. Rejection is normal in placements. Okay. It is purely normal in placements. Do not worry about it. Just throw that out. One failure does not define your capability. So you just analyze the mistakes. There you have to improve and then move forward on a positive note. Then only you will be able to prepare and crack the next interview. Don't get dejected or don't get stressed and stay back. Okay. So I have asked again and again, I'm stressing failure is the stepping stone of success. So now, where generally the people or the students they get rejected over here is nowadays at present most of the companies they use the application tracking system ATS software. So what is this one? I came to know only through one of my friend. She works in CGI. What she told was mostly this ATI does everything. Selection, rejection, everything. This particular software, they will just compute some keywords. They just submit the database or they just submit the resumes of the applicants. By using certain keywords that is already incorporated, built into it, the ATS will select the students and reject the students. This is what is happening. So something it is like an AI based tool. So they call it as ATS system. So even in YouTube channels, if you just see about resume preparation means this particular term will appear ATS. So application tracking system is an AI based software tool. Okay. That plays an important role in acceptance and shortlisting and rejection of the candidates. So always work on a positive note, learn to handle the rejections on a very positive note and work towards your weak areas. Okay. Then the most important part, be industry ready. It is not going to be employee ready or employer ready, but industry ready because he doesn't care about other things. He needs only profit. He wants skilled persons. That's it. So learn at least one industry relevant skill. Of course, learn to develop a website, web development, cloud computing, AI and ML, data analytics. Also learn cyber security, UI, UX, mobile app development. Additionally, you can have one more skill also. Cyber security means you can also go ahead with the cloud computing. At least one in domain and the other one in cross domain. As I have already told, global certifications. In the current placement scenario, global certifications play a very, very vital role, key role. Your certifications only will speak. So keep that in your mind. Okay, this is only for your benefit. We are insisting you to do the certification course. Don't have, madam, I don't know whether I will clear. Why I have to spend money? See, you are spending now 20,000. Let us take 40,000 also you are spending. You are getting 10 lakh job or 7 lakh job means definitely you are going to be the what? You are not a loser. You have gained, you have achieved what you need. Okay. So always be prepared for global certifications. If you have any problem, financial problem, we are there. Faculty are there to support you. So don't worry. Have confidence in you and go ahead. Okay. Then teamwork and attitude matter. Very, very important area where all of you, your batch, all of you need to work on. Learn to work in teams, whatever be the case. Have a check on your tone because when in teamwork, don't try to dominate the fellow team members. Just pleasingly change your tone and speak to them or convey whatever you want to tell. See, mostly we have generally in our group colleges, we allocate the teams for the project. So which means one person should be a higher caliber, average, and then a slow learner will be there in the project. So don't get dejected that I cannot work. No, I cannot work with this guy. I cannot complete my project. You should learn to work in teams, whatever be the case. Okay, definitely. So what the companies observe. Now, the same scenario is going to happen in your industry means based on this, the companies will definitely observe your discipline, punctuality, how you are adapting yourself to this team also. Self-grooming, very, very important. Come in formals. Self-grooming, team collaboration, whether you are coordinatingly working on teams, team consistency and positive attitude. So these are the key areas the company will observe. You don't know, but very silently they will be observing. Remember the most important point, technical skills can be trained, but attitude cannot. So have a check on your attitude, adapt yourself to the environment. Then only you can survive and you can excel in your, not only in your job or in your career, but also in your life also. Okay. Final message. My beginning message started with Abdul Kalam. Again, success. Again, I want to tell success is not permanent and failure is not final. Never stop working after success and never stop trying after failure. I just want to conclude that have these golden words, register these golden words in your mind. Finally, believe in yourself, stay calm during interviews, keep learning continuously, and never compare your journey with others. That is very, very important. Not all fingers are having or alike. Okay. So don't compare yourself with others. You have your own talent. You have your own phase of preparation. Stick on to it. Okay. Finally, all the very best for your placement journey and a future career. Thank you, students. If you have any doubts, anything you want to share, you can very well share it with me. Any doubts? No issues. Anyone, any doubts you can ask. This is just a discussion forum. So don't feel, again I'm saying, don't feel low. You should have confidence to speak. Madam, it's already 7:30, madam. We are tired. Anyone feeling like that? Yes, ma'am. Anything, any doubts you need? Ma'am, this resume, this way I have prepared, how to resolve it. Anything you can ask me. See, I have just prepared this presentation, taking the inputs from my friends who are working in the company, who work as recruiters also, and some of your seniors, immediate seniors. I have collected all those details and I have consolidated this into a presentation. So just tell me your views. Don't throw a message. Unmute your mic and speak out. That is very, very important. Many of you have very real good talents, but you people are hiding yourself somewhere. So speak out. இப்பயாவது பேசுங்கப்பா. Students.
Ma'am, I am Simlingam, ma'am.
Tell me,
Ma'am, in language preference, I will complete 3 certificates in Hindi, but I read the sentence and understand the meaning, but I cannot flow to talk it, that Hindi word. I will mention in the resume Hindi or not?
No. If you are not able to, see, if you are not able to speak, don't mention that language. See, even I can read Hindi, I can write Hindi, but I am not that much good in speaking Hindi. So don't mention it. Mostly spoken language alone, they will be seeing. If you are able to speak Telugu or if you are able to speak Hindi means, then you just mention that particular language in your resume. Otherwise, not necessary.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Again, anyone else? See, also the technology, whichever the technology you know very well, even if it is one also, just keep it. Don't keep multiple things because voluntarily you are making, you are creating yourself into a problem. The guy at the other end, he may be very much proficient and strong in the skill and he will be asking so many questions where we will be stuck in. And one more point, when you just introduce yourself, I know this many languages, I worked in this project. Don't use the technological term which you have worked. Again, from that, the prompting, mostly in LTI Mindtree, AI has conducted the HR interview, and it just, the way the student answers, from that itself, it prompted the keywords and it posted the questions, where at one particular point, the word got stuck. So beware of it, okay? Anyone else? அட பேசுங்கப்பா.
Ma'am, I'm Sriharni, ma'am.
Yeah. Tell me, ma.
Ma'am, skill rack வந்து இப்போ இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணா ஓகேவா மேம்? லைக் ஆல்ரெடி லேட் ஆயிடுச்சு, பட் ஃப்ரம் பேசிக்ஸ் கேன் வி ஸ்டார்ட் ஃப்ரம் நவ்?
No issues. No issues. Start from the basic. You still have companies. Maybe if you're not getting placed in July, you may get placed in September or October. But don't avoid it, okay? Don't get panic, first of all. Start in your own phase and don't compare yourself with others. ஐயோ அவ அவ்வளவு முடிச்சிட்டா என்னால முடியும். You just start in your own phase. If not TCS, you may have some CTS or some LTI Mindtree to recruit. Okay, don't worry about it. But you be strong and you just continuously work towards it. That is more than a confidence. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். And passion. Tired ஆகக்கூடாது. Even if you are tired, if you have the love to do that job, means definitely you can crack it easily. Passion is very, very important. Anyone
Okay,
else?
thank you.
Okay, now all the best. So
Ma'am,
have focus on
Mark,
சொல்லுப்பா. Yes,
ma'am,
tell
in
me,
mock interview, I received one feedback from the interviewer. My self-intro is very long time taken. அந்த மாதிரி I have received some feedback, ma'am. How to
Okay.
rectify that?
How to rectify? First, you just I have already told you self-introduction. Don't introduce. Let me introduce myself. No, I am so and so, pursuing my final year in BE Computer Science and Engineering from RMK College of Engineering Technology with a CGPA of this much up to this semester. Then you just go tell about your skills. Okay, don't tell that you completed 10th, 12th, no one needs it. அதெல்லாம் பார்த்து தான் you are getting eligibility criteria, you are getting into the next level. Okay, so don't tell your school marks and what all you have studied. Directly go to your technical skills. What are all the projects you have done and what are all the certifications you have done, achievements. Hobbies தெரிஞ்சா உண்மையிலே இருந்தா சொல்லுங்க. If you have hobbies really, see, suppose if you are saying I have during my leisure period I play this game or I listen to music, means please take all these stuffs from your resume. That is what I'll say. If you are having real hobby, say listening to music, now again a question will come, what kind of music? Say you are saying Carnatic music, means it will ask who are all the famous Carnatic singers, to which sing அதெல்லாமே வரும். Okay, so எவ்வளவு தூரம் வந்து like about yourself you are saying, make it into 2 minutes. Don't prolong it more than 2 minutes or not less than 1 minute. 2 minutes is the ideal time to introduce yourself. And there are some YouTube videos, you can just very well go through it, self-introduction videos. So definitely that will help you. So work on it. நீங்க வந்துட்டு some on Saturdays I am ready to conduct mock interviews. Maybe 2 to 3 students willingness கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா on Saturdays I am ready to conduct mock interviews. I'm not going to force anyone. If you are voluntarily want to have it, means I am ready to conduct online mock interviews. So அப்போ நீங்க self introduction சொல்லும் போது definitely I can correct you. Okay.
Okay,
Even
ma'am.
I
Thank
can
you.
also arrange a mock interview with some of my friends also. So they will be free on Saturdays. So I can help you in that way.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, another one question, ma'am.
Yes.
I mentioned 2 projects in a resume. That is enough for that. Otherwise, I will work it that 2 project, ma'am. I will not complete it. I will develop that 2 project, ma'am.
So you have developed your 2 projects, means even if it is one single project,
Developing.
you are a fresher. You can mention whatever the project, 2 projects also, no issues, you can mention it. But see to that you are able to specify and you are able to explain your role very clearly. That is very important.
Okay.
உங்க role வந்து you have to explain very clearly.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. What about others? All others are experts. Hey, come on, man. Girls, ask. Or else in another 1 minute, we will end the session. I don't want you people to ask, throw messages in chats. Just ask now, speak out now. Again, this hesitation should not be there. Mani Bharati, இருக்கியா? Manisha,
Ma'am, I am Madhumita from CSCD.
tell me, ma.
Ma'am, you mentioned that during a group discussion, if someone says something wrong, how can we counter it politely?
That is what, if you counter means that becomes a debate. Okay. You listen to what, first let them, let their chance gets finished. Then once your turn comes, that time you can mention politely. Again, everywhere tone matters. You cannot oppose an aggressive tone. So in a very polite tone or in a very convincing tone, you can just mention the point which you highlighted is up to my knowledge is not right. This is the one. So like that, you can just correct it in that way. So this is wrong. Don't say directly, use the word wrong. Up to my knowledge, I feel it is incorrect, and this is the right information where I have read or whatever the news channel or whatever the where you have want to quote the reference, you can quote it. Okay. So that is that should be handled in a more polite way, because group discussion, it is an art. I will not say coding technical skills aptitude madri kadayadu. Group discussion is an art. How you are going to handle people or how you are going to handle situations, that is mainly will be taken care when it comes to group discussions.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, ma. We will have, once the college reopens, we can have group discussion, maybe online also. If you people show interest as a department, we are ready. So maybe I will share some GD topics also soon. Okay. Shall we wind up, or any other doubts are there? What is the time? It's already 7:40. What is the exact college reopen day? Enna போய்கிட்டு இருக்கு? Who is that? Nilesh. I will not answer for this question here. This is what you people are getting diverted. Okay, ma. Shall we wind up? Shall I stop? Shall we end the session? Yeah, அதுக்காவது ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணுங்கப்பா.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you for this
only Suyamlingam.
wonderful opportunity, ma'am. Interesting
thank you.
topics.
Unfortunately, I could not bring anyone from industry. As it is a Monday, everyone are have gone to their office. So that is the reason I collected the inputs and I myself completed the presentation. I hope it would have been beneficial for all of you. So once again, I would like to thank the management and the department and HOD and also my fellow faculty for giving me an opportunity to present the very first session in the Gear Up series. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, students.
Thank you,
So I
ma'am.
end the call. Thank you all.